What we got here is 1971's A Lizard in a Woman's Skin from Lucio Fulci. Not necessarily out there yet. This is a review copy I received from Mondo Macabro and their distributor CAV. This was probably the most popular Lucio Fulci film that was out there that I hadn't seen yet up till this point. And as you can see, this is the standard blue case Blu-ray, not the limited edition red case one, which has a reversible cover, a red case, and I think that's basically it. The extras, I believe, are pretty much the same, if I can get some of this in here. But basically, this is Fulci's dive into the world of giallo, which was very popular in 1971. Also, while it may not be a very popular opinion, probably his best overall made film. And what I mean by that is when you take into account the cinematography and you take into account the way the film just looks in general, I think you would say this is his best looking film you will find out there. Not as gory as some of his other films, although it does have some pretty interesting gore scenes, including one with some dogs that is pretty infamous if you've ever read anything about this flick. But besides that, it is a giallo. Like I said, it's kind of a whodunit. This the woman on the front here, this character, she's going to a psychiatrist, and she's having these weird dreams about her neighbor, which is a very promiscuous woman, I guess you could say. And one night she ends up having a dream that she killed her, and as luck would have it, the woman ends up dead exactly the same way as she described it to her therapist. And this sets off a chain of events as her politician father tries to prove his daughter is innocent, and we uncover that the husband may have not been as faithful as people might have suspected, and then his daughter is trying to get him cleared. You throw in a couple of hippies, you throw in like basically an acid trip in some scenes, and you have a little bit of gore here and there, and you basically have the film, which is a very, very well written affair. This is a Lucio Fulci written and directed film. I believe, like I said, I'm more of a Beyond person, more of a zombie person, obviously. But as far as like overall quality, story, suspense, twists, turns, all that good stuff, probably the most solid Lucio Fulci film you're going to find out there. Now, is that good? Is that bad? Well, I think it's good. I give it a 3.5 out of 5 on the website review. If you are a big fan of giallos, this is a must-have, I would say. If you're a gore hound that just wants all the blood and gore from most Fulci films, then you may not get what you want out of this, although there is a couple of very random gore scenes here and there. It's more suspenseful, more style, a little bit of sprinkled of eroticism on top of it, but unlike most Franco films, it seems to have a point here. But nonetheless, like I said, very solid film. Looks great. I give the transfer a perfect score on the website, and the reason I did that is when you take into account how most of these Italian films from this time period look, this looked really, really good. And I don't see how they could have ever made it look any better than they made it look. I think it's the exact same transfer that was on like a foreign release. I don't have that release, but I have this, and this looked great, and it really made the film pop, especially in some of the more dreamlike sequences that the film has. But now, as far as the extras go, let me read this off to you here. A brand new HD transfer from the film negative, Shedding the Skin documentary, which that documentary is probably worth the price of the disc alone. I really enjoyed that. Lucio Fulci's Day for Night, interview with writer Stephen Thrower, interview with actor Tony Adams, audio commentary with Chris Gavin, original trailer and radio spots, Italian English language subtitle choices, and of course Mondo Macabro's previews and more. I went over this last night and I really enjoyed it. I think most of you probably will. If you're a Fulci fan, this is region free, by the way, and that's like the artwork here. If you like Fulci, you'll probably like this, although not as gory as some of his other movies. If you like giallos, then I'd say he has right up there with some of the best ones of those too. So if you want that, it's available in February, I think early February, from Mondo Macabro. It's A Lizard in a Woman's Skin. So give that a watch if you want to, and I think you'll be happy that you did.